Good morning student. I am going to start chapter number 7, Mahavira and Buddha, Great Teachers, topic of history for 6th class. In this chapter we will study about the life of Vardhaman Mahavir and Gautam Buddha. As we know that at the end of the Vedic period, caste system became very rigid, rituals and religious ceremonies became very expensive and Brahmins became very powerful. So common people can't afford these religious activities and festivals. So the 16th century saw the rise of new religions, Jainism and Buddhism. So firstly I will start with the Jainism. Vardhaman Mahavir founded Jainism. Vardhaman Mahavir founded Jainism. It was believed that he was the last Tirthankaras, 24 Tirthankaras. Tirthankara means a teacher who preach the people and lead the people on a right path. About the life of Mahavira, Mahavira was born in 540 BC at a Kundagam village in Vaishali, that is a district of Bihar. And his father's name was Darth, and his father belonged to a Kshatriya clan, and his mother's name was Trishala. At the age of 30, Mahavira led a normal life like a common people, and he was married to a princess Jashoda and had a daughter. But after the age of 30, he renounced the world and wandered as an ascetic. Ascetic means as a saint, sage, from one place to another in search of knowledge, in search of a spiritual knowledge and enlightenment. He got enlightenment, spiritual knowledge at the age of 42, and he became a Jana. Jana means a person who has a control over happiness, misery, pain and sorrow, and his followers came to known as a Janas. He was died in 468 BC at Pavapuri at the age of 72. So his teachings, main teachings, first one is ahimsa. First one is ahimsa. It is clear from name that ahimsa means a non-violence, patience, non-injury to any living being, even a small insect or ant, because because Mahavira believed that every living being or every object has a soul. So he puts stress on non-violence and ahimsa. Second one is a moksha, attainment of moksha. According to Mahavira, if we want to get to freedom from the cycle of birth and rebirth, then we should do a right action. We should try to gain a right knowledge. So main goal of life according to Mahavira should be a good action and good deeds. The next teaching of Mahavira was Triratan. He suggested Triratan if we want to attain a moksha. The first one is a right faith. First one is a right faith. Second is right knowledge. Third one is right action. Right action. According to Mahavira, if we want to get a moksha and freedom from the recycle, from the recycle of birth and rebirth, then we should put stress on right faith, means we should think in a right way. We should always think positively. We should believe in positive things. Right knowledge. We should try to gain a right knowledge instead of a negative knowledge, instead of a false myth and beliefs. The last one, right action, and according to right thinking and right nails, our action should be right. Our action should be clear if we want to get a freedom. The next one, 5 vows of Jainism. According to, if a person adopt a 5 vows, only then he can attain enlightenment and spiritual knowledge. So 5 vows. The first one, non-violence. We should always be patient. We should not get injury. We should not use injury or violence with any person or object. The second one, truth, always speak truth. The next one, non-stealing, don't steal the things and object and conceal the matters. Celibacy, we should try to get the knowledge, we should try to get the education. The last one, non-possession, we should leave the worldly things, we should not be loved or attracted by the worldly things if we want to get a moksha and want to get a spiritual knowledge. The next one is sects. Jainism was divided into two sects. First one is Digambars, that is called a sky cloud, and the second one is called Shvetambars, that is called a white clouds. The Digambars were those followers of Jainism who believe in a severe penance and meditation and renounce the world. They don't wear cloth, so that is why they called a sky cloud. And the second one is a Shvetambars. Shvetambars were those who wear cloths but don't believe in extreme penance and renunciation, so that is why they called a white cloud. The next one is a religious text, in which language Mahavira wrote their teachings. So first one is a Mahavira used Prakritic language for their teaching. Prakrit, Mahavira used a Prakrit language, that is a regional language of the people, common language of the people, so that common people can understand their teachings. And their teaching was composed into two in Ardhamagadhi, that is a form of a Prakritic language, that is called a Purvas and Angas. His teaching was composed in Purvas and Angas in a Prakritic language. The next one is a spread of Jainism. Easy language and freedom from rituals and complexities made it popular among the people. Some rulers also patronized the Jainism. For example, Chandragupta Maurya and Kanishka, he spread the Jainism in the different part of the country. The next one is a decline of Jainism. The main reason for the decline of Jainism is the extreme penance and non-violence. Jainism believed that it is a sin to kill the insects unconsciously. If we kill the unconsciously any insect or ants, then it will be a sin. But that is not accepted by the craftsmen, artisans, because whose occupation and work endangers the life of other creatures. And the second one, the long fasting and more self-discipline, all kinds of things also became a main cause for the decline of Jainism. The lack of royal patronage, the rulers of that time also didn't support the Jainism, so it also became a reason for decline of Jainism. The next one is the Buddhism. Buddhism is also religion that led to rise in the 16th century. Buddhism was founded by Gautam Buddha. Gautam Buddha also belonged to a Kshatriya clan like a Mahavira. His father Sodana was a ruler of Kapilavastu and his mother name was Maya, and he was born at Lumbini, now in Nepal, in 563 BC. His real name was Siddhartha, but his father did not want that his child became an ascetic or saint. So he gave him all the luxuries and married him to a beautiful princess Yashodhara, and Siddhartha has a son whose name was Rahul. One day when Siddhartha was passing through a village, he saw four sights. Firstly, he saw an old man who is sick. Then he saw a dead body being carried by mourners, and then he saw a sick man. So these three sights disturbed the Buddha, and he renounced the world, and this is called a great renunciation. So after the renunciation, he started wandering from one place to another in search of knowledge. And Buddha meditated under a peepal tree in Bodh Gaya in Bihar, and he attained enlightenment, that is a true knowledge, and he became Buddha, enlightened one. So tree under which he gained a knowledge known as a Mahabodhi Vriksha or Bodhi tree or tree of a wisdom. There is a big temple at this place nowadays that is called a Mahabodhi temple. Buddha preached after the enlightenment. Buddha preached his first sermon at Deer Park in Sarnath near Varanasi, and this is called a Dharm Chakra Parvartan, because after that his life was totally changed. He became a ascetic and he became a preacher. So he was died at the age of 80 in 483 BC at a Kushinagar. The next one is a Buddha's teaching. So Buddha preached the people through his four noble truths. He suggested the people to follow the four noble truths, the four realities of the world. The first one, there is a suffering in the world. World is full of suffering. Second one is how the suffering caused. These sufferings are caused by the desire, because everyone has unlimited desires. So desires are main causes of suffering. But if we want to get rid from the suffering, then we should forget the desires. We should control over our desires. And this can be done only by following the eightfold path that is suggested by Buddha. So first one is the eightfold path, right belief. We should believe in right things. Second one, right thought. We should always think positively, in a positive way. Right speech. We should speak properly. We should think before speak. Right conduct. Our behavior and nature should be a right and should be a fair and faithful with all the peoples. Right means of livelihood. We should adopt right means of livelihood. We should be honest and loyal. Right efforts. We should try to effort always. Then right thinking. Our thinking should be right. We should think in a positive way, in a right manners. And right mediation. We should always mediate. We should mediate so that we can attain enlightenment. And he advised the pupil to follow the middle path, because he didn't believe in extreme penance and renunciation. So he advised the pupil, if they want to get the salvation, then they should follow the middle path. The main aim of the Buddhism was to attain a nirvana, which means a state of perfect peace and freedom from suffering from the cycle of birth and death. Buddha believed in non-violence and he criticized the animal sacrifice and caste system. The next one is the religious text. The religious text of the Jainism is composed in three Patikas. The first one is a Vinay Patika, second one is a Sutta Patika, and third one is a Abhidhamma Patika. All these stories about the Buddha's birth and his previous lives are contained in Jatikas. The next one is the sects. Jainism was divided into two sects. The first one is the Mahayana and second one is the Hinayana. Hinayana was those who followed the Buddha's teaching very strictly. Hinayana includes those followers who follow the Buddha's teaching, 8 noble paths and 5 noble truths very strictly. But followers of Hinayana sects started believing that Buddha was as an incarnation of God. They started worshipping the Buddha as a God. The next one is a spread of Buddhism. So there are so many factors that is responsible for the spread of Buddhism. First one is a royal patronage. Buddha got a support of ruler of that time. For example, Ashoka, he was a great patron of Buddhism and he spread the Buddhism inside the country or as well as outside the country. The second thing is the simplicity. Buddha's teachings were very simple and it was mostly composed in the Prakritic language, that was a common language of the people. So it made a popular among the people. The next one, principle of equality. Buddha followed a principle of equality. According to the Buddha, all the castes are equal. So it criticized the caste system. The next one is decline of Buddhism. The main reason for the decline of Buddhism that the center of Buddhism monastery was corrupted. It became a center of corruption. Then they also started the practicing the idol worship. That was not the main aim of the Buddhism. The main aim of the Buddhism was only nirvana. So they totally cut off from the mainstream of the people's life. They also started using the Sanskrit language. That was a tough language and not possible for the people to understand the Sanskrit language and their teachings. So these were reasons for the decline of Buddhism. So in this chapter we have studied about the two great preachers, Buddhism and Jainism, and their main teachings. And on the last page number 66 there is a homework. Page number 26 and 66 and 67. First one is tick the correct option. Second one is true false. Third one is matching. So you have to read the chapter thoroughly and try to find out the point number 1, 2nd and 3rd and note down in your notebooks. So thanks and have a nice day.